Welcome to another episode of Spiritual 411. I am Melissa, evidential medium, and just intuitive teacher at this point. So, really looking forward to this episode because I feel like spirit needs or wants to come through with messages for each and every one of you. So, please like, share, comment on whatever platform you are grabbing this, whether it is on iHeart, Podbean, Apple, Spotify, YouTube. If you're watching the video, thank you so much. So, this idea of being pivoted, this idea of being like taken from one situation and brought into another. It's even more than that. It's like spirit plucking you out of where you are and putting you in another on another step, in another road, in a whole different situation. If you've experienced this, it can feel like a tower moment where where you were was comfortable, where you were was everything kind of moving along. And you thought you were in the right road, you thought you were with the right people, you thought you were with the right situations, and then things just change. You're not with the same people, you're not doing the same thing. You're over in this whole new experience on the other side of a situation or on a in a brand new situation. And it can be very jarring and it can be very what just happened in my life, whether, you have that relationship that just ends in a day, or you have that job that says your services are no longer required. And you can't say that you didn't have some inkling that all wasn't right in the state of Denmark, that you didn't really feel like you fit, or, it just really didn't feel like it was the right situation, or it was reminding you of a situation from the past that you had been in. And so there's this level of like comfortability. Like, I've done this before. I did it moderately successfully before. I can do it again. It didn't really fit. It wasn't really who I was or what I wanted. It wasn't really in alignment with my beliefs or my integrity or my morals or what, something about it, right? But I got through it, right? And I'll get through this too. And then spirit's like, nope, nope, you got to go over here. We need you over there, right? Doing that thing with that person or with that situation. And so this is what I'm feeling, that for some of us who have this story of I'm going to make it work no matter what. I'm the people pleaser. I'm the fixer. It's my role to make sure everybody else is comfortable. Everybody else has what they need. And so I'm validated because I'm able to provide, right? I'm able to provide the stability, the comfort, the money, the emotional, mental support. And you are able to do it, but it's not necessarily the thing that is giving to you. It's not giving back, right? You're giving and giving and giving and giving and giving, but you're not getting anything in return. And this is where spirit is like moving you, right? Pulling you out of that and moving you into this. And again, there was something within us that did kind of say, this doesn't feel absolutely comfortable. This doesn't really feel like a good fit, but it fits well enough. And this is what I'm feeling. I'm feeling you've gotten to your point in your life where that good enough is not working. It's not working for you and it's not working for spirit. And so this is the energy that we are coming into when we're coming into this new consciousness of unity consciousness. We're getting out of competition. We're coming into cooperation. But what that means for you individually is it's not about fighting anymore. It's not about getting along going along to get along. It's not about making, right? Making that round peg fit into that square hole, right? You could get it in there, but it doesn't fit completely, and it was really, really hard to do, and there's parts of it that are missing. There's parts of it that you don't have. And this is the energy that you're coming into, that it's time for you to have all those parts. It's time for you to embody the fullness of who you are. It's time for you to be able to really settle into your magnificence, your sovereignty, your bigness, your completeness, your wholeness of your gifts and your talents and your personality and your knowingness and your connection to that spark of divinity that resides within you. So you're getting to a point in your life where mediocrity isn't good enough anymore. You're also getting to a point in your life where you're really good at a lot of different things. You're probably very good at everything you put your mind to. Anything that you've studied, anything that you've worked towards, you've achieved, you've received. But this is now where we're doubling down and we're being asked, but what are you good at that you're also passionate about? What are you good at that also brings meaning to your life? And it also allows you to be in spaces and in rooms and with people who are also willing unconditionally to give to you and to be there for you and to allow you to be yourself in all of the ways, right? Not just in the way that they're used to or in the way that they expect. It's about really getting into being able to be the full expression of the authentic version that you came here to be. And so for many of you, you're struggling because you're still trying to fit into the role or the expectation that you have always embodied and that you learned to embody from a very early age because that was your safety and your stability. That was how you were validated and received your value from the people around you, whether it was your family of origin, your friends, your coworkers. It doesn't matter. But you were receiving that validation of, this is why I'm valuable, because I'm able to do X, Y, or Z. I can take care of the family. I can cook the meal. I can run the errands. I can be the shoulder. I can take care of the problems. I can fix everything. I can fix your problems. I'll do the legwork. I'll talk to the person. I'll make it okay. And Spirit's like, that's not your role. Your role is to show up for yourself, doing for yourself, being for yourself. But for you, that has always been uncomfortable because you weren't allowed to show up as yourself. When you did show up as yourself, you were asked to sit down or be quiet or negated in some way. And so these energies that are coming in, these steps that you're being brought to from spirit by spirit, that you're being asked to take, and in some cases, they're just plucking you out of where you are and they're putting you on that step, right? Because you keep getting the signs, you keep getting the synchronicities, you keep getting the inspiration, you keep getting the dreams, you keep getting all the things that are telling you to go over here, right? But you keep staying in the safe space of comfortability, of, I know this, I know these people. It doesn't feel good. They don't value me, but I know it. It's my comfort zone. But you are now at a place in your life where that comfortability is becoming so uncomfortable or it's like the tower moment, it's crashing down around you because you have been skirting, working around, ignoring, defying all of the communication that you've been receiving from spirit in all the ways. And it's time. It's time to move forward. It's time to go. There has been a season of grieving on the planet as old paradigms are being brought down. And those paradigms are translating into the human consciousness and into your own awareness. That these big shifts are happening. And the grieving is for the old way of competition, the old way of striving and driving, the old way of finding your value through comparing yourself to the people and situations around you. Getting out of materialism, getting out of the narrative from the propaganda, even the propaganda in your own life, given to you by your parents or your family or your friends or your coworkers, your communities, whether it's a religious community or any other group that you're getting together with on a regular basis that isn't heart-centered. It isn't drawing its wisdom from Christ consciousness. And the more that you are moving through the change, moving through this time of ascension, because when you're plucked out of a situation and you're being moved and guided and directed into a new situation, it's because your frequency is raising. You are elevating your vibration and frequency that you have been at. And so you're being asked to now embody this new frequency, which is going to come with new people. It's going to come with new situations. It's going to come with new goals and desires. But they're not foreign. These goals and desires are coming from deep within you. And they've always been there. They were feeling too big. They were feeling too out of the box. They were feeling too uncomfortable. And so you just always shoved it down. I can't do that. I can't go there. I can't be that. I can't say that. And Spirit's asking you to absolutely do those things, that desire that is coming up from the depths of your soul, the wisdom that is coming up, the inspiration that is coming up, Spirit is asking you to step into that. And that's why these old paradigms in your life are coming crashing down or feel like they're coming crashing down. Because Spirit's been trying to guide you step by step by step to raise your frequency in increments. And if you've been doing that, awesome. This bigger leap that's coming, or this bigger step increment that's coming, you'll more easily traverse it. For those of you who have been being kind of pulled along up these ascension steps, taking these new roles, these new ideas, jobs, relationships, right? You've been going, but it's been a it's like you've been dragging your heels the whole time. You're a little bruised, right? Because you didn't take the steps willingly. You went when you had to, and so you got a little bruised along the way. You're like the apple at the bottom of the bushel, right? You're a little banged up from everything you've been through, right? From the relationships that didn't work out, the jobs that fell through, the people who didn't understand you, maybe some persecution you've been through. Maybe there's been, financial, um, just deficit. Just, you've been through it, in all the ways. But you have increased. You have taken steps. They've just been smaller, and they've been hard fought by spirit to get you there, right? You haven't gone willingly. You've been holding on and trying really hard to hold on to the ways in which you knew you would get value, the ways in which you knew you would get maybe financial abundance, right? You knew you needed to leave that job, but man, it had all the things. It has all the vacation, it has all the retirement, it has all the stability, right? But Spirit's like, yeah, no, you don't fit there. We need you over here doing this thing, right? We need you over here talking about this or working on that. And that is an unknown. So it feels really, really hard. How do I do that? How do I get there? Right? But that's what you're being called to do. You're being called to raise your vibrational frequency and to step into your authenticity and speaking your truth and all the things that you have really been trying to hold on not to do, right? Let me stay over here where it's known. Let me stay over here where I know that I get up every day at 8 o'clock and I'm at the job at 9 o'clock and I'm home at 4 o'clock and I have lunch at noon and and Spirit's like, yeah, no. We need you doing over here where, every day looks different or you're not working with the same people all the time or you're learning something really completely new. Because that is what gets you excited. That is where you feel passion. But this calling that you're receiving or that's getting amplified, because it's always been there, but this calling is getting amplified to a pitch that you can no longer ignore or push to the side or put in the background. That the pitch is now to a point where Spirit's not letting go. Spirit's not letting you walk away, stay quiet. Your role is changing because you're changing. All the light codes that are coming into the planet at this time are bringing with it the Christ consciousness energy. This Christ consciousness energy that is elevating your energy signature, your energetic body. And it's causing you to deal with those lower energies that are coming up. The stories that you've always told yourself, the trauma you've always tried to stuff down in your emotional body. And even things that you thought you dealt with. I actually had something come up this weekend that I thought, I've done the work, right? I've done the sessions, I've done the energy healing, I've written the letters, I've burned the energy of it, I've forgiven, right? But there was another layer that came up this weekend of this trauma that I thought I had released almost completely. But I realized this weekend that there are still ways in which my life is being impacted by parts of that trauma that I'm still holding on to, that is still resonating within my energy field. So there's still this resonance vibrationally of the fear that this trauma had created within me. And so as we move forward in taking this leap, taking this bigger step in ascension, in awakening, in really stepping into our authenticity, the spark of divinity and magnificence that resides within us, the human part of us still has negative trauma, drama, energy that is stored in our emotional body. Again, energy cannot be destroyed. It has to be transformed. And so as you're being guided to this time of moving into a more authentic version of you, there are going to be deep-seated triggers that come up. Or maybe the better way to say this is like the deep-seated trauma that's getting triggered that is coming up, right? It's being triggered by these higher vibrational frequencies that are elevating you into this new version of yourself. And so it's triggering, irritating those deeply rooted fears and traumas and dramas, which are the stories that we tell ourselves, that are keeping you from moving into this next version of you, which is tapping into that innate desire that you came into this experience with. And that innate desire for each and every one of you is going to be very different. For some of you, it's going to be starting your own business. For some of you, it's going to be writing that book or sharing that experience or becoming a public speaker. And for some of you, it's just going to continue to be the model of the people around you on how to live in integrity and in compassion and walking in Christ consciousness, because that's what we're all being called to do. So these are profound times of change. And this September, we are in eclipse season. And these eclipses, the two things that I got were they're going to pivot us, which is what this podcast has all been about, how to pivot, and truth. The truth that resides within you, in your innateness, that soul that is connected to that human part of you and also that multidimensional part of you. And so you're being called to step into a more authentic version in the human form of you that will be in a closer relation to the multidimensional you. So what you're going through is big. Not many people will understand it, if anybody around you will understand it. And that's why it's so important for you to find the support that you can receive so you don't feel isolated. You don't feel like your life is crashing down around you and there's nothing you can do about it. Because for some of you, that's exactly how it's going to feel. For others of you, you're going to go, oh, okay, here we go. All right, Spirit, one more step. Here we go. We're on the next step. But for some of you, this is going to be so scary, like a tower moment where things are crashing down around you because you have been pushing that little voice away, pushing those signs and synchronicities away. You were so afraid of what you were coming into, what they were bringing you, because it was so big, it was so different. But it's time. Divine timing is right timing. And so it is time for you to step into the more authentic version of yourself. It is time for you to live from your heart space, to embody self-love, coming into self-activation for the alignment of your soul's purpose. You can do it. You are not alone. Guardian angels, ascended masters, archangels, or your crossed over loved ones, they're all with you, right beside you. The signs that you're receiving are signs. If you think it's a sign, it's a sign. If you think it's a message, it's a message. Sit quietly and ask Spirit, was this a message? You can sit quietly in your car. You can sit quietly on a bench. You can sit quietly in your room. You can sit wherever you sit quietly. Spirit will be with you. Spirit doesn't need a ritual. Spirit doesn't need a big setup. Spirit needs you in the present moment, sitting quietly, wherever that finds you. For some of you, that will take practice. But I'm hearing very loud and clear. Spirit wants me to validate that if you think it's a sign, it's a sign. And signs will come in all forms. Yes, number patterns. Yes, feathers. Yes, times on the clock. But also song lyrics. That thought that flitters through your brain and you're thinking, that wasn't my thought. Where did that come from? That came from that multidimensional part of you. Billboards, license plates, mementos showing up where they shouldn't be, coins showing up where they shouldn't be. Spirit is all around. When you're sitting quietly, just imagine or visualize a beautiful white light coming down and surrounding you. We always want to make sure that we are putting ourselves in the highest frequency possible so that lower entities and frequencies cannot get to us, attach to us, feed off our energy. Calling in the white light will protect you and allow you to be in the highest connection with your multidimensional part of you, your guardian angels, your crossed over loved ones, the archangels, the ascended masters. And for some of you, it's, it's all the dimensions. It is the fae, it is the fairies, it is the dragons, it is the unicorns, it is the mermaids. There's multidimensional beings in all forms. So whatever you're resonating with, whatever you're being brought to, have that conversation in a quiet space with Spirit. Is this for me? And if something isn't working out for you, no matter what you do, it's not for you. Sometimes we have to put a little effort into something before it works out, and that's just Spirit's way of saying, are they committed? But if you're putting in the effort and it's still not working out, then that is not your road. And that's going to happen with jobs. That's going to happen with passion. That's going to happen with relationship, potential partners, people. And the sooner you can trust, the sooner you can move into what is for you. As humans, and again, us people pleasers want to fix things. We always want to make everything okay and make everything work out. And sometimes it is the most important thing you can do is move away and go in the other direction and let that situation or that person go with light and love. This is the time to honor you and what it is you're being brought to and what it is you're feeling is right for you. And so that is why many things right now are being pulled out of your experience or you're being pulled out of their experience. Because it is time for you to get into a much truer alignment to your soul's purpose, the mission you are here to embody. Thank you. If you want to work with me one-on-one, please go to melissalwatkins.com. And also, I have a community through my website, Living in Love. If you're someone who is needing community and needing connection, we would love to have you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I truly appreciate the support. Please like, comment, subscribe, and we'll talk soon. Sending you so much love and so many blessings.